audience, so you should be able to take a look. But F.CandleCo is a super, super amazing candle company. I think one of my favorite things about them, they're US based, they're out of LA. Yes, they're such a great brand. I'm so glad you guys are familiar with them. They have so many like amazing fragrances, but one thing that I really, really like about them is their affordable prices. So I think there's so many amazing candle companies out there, but a lot of them are really expensive, and I think everyone deserves to have a nice candle that doesn't have like bad for you ingredients or things that are bad to breathe in their homes without it being at like a super high cost. So F.CandleCo uses 100% US based soy wax, and they don't add in anything gross, no phthalates, and they're cruelty free and they're vegan, which typically could give you like a really, really, really high price point. But something that they focus on is making that while these ingredients might be a little bit more expensive, they kind of pass on the savings to the consumer to make sure that you can get a really, really beautiful candle that's good for you and isn't going to harm you at a really, really good price. And also a reminder that if you buy anything from the live today, during the live or up to 30 minutes after, you will get 15% off. With COFO, they donate some of their sales every single quarter to a couple organizations that focus on sustainability and community like sustainability efforts. But also super cool, you will get that discount if you do choose to buy anything today. But with F.CandleCo, I just really, really value that ethos of making sure that although these could be like priced at a much more premium price for a really beautiful candle with clean ingredients that are vegan, and they use sustainable glass packaging, which is incredible. So at the end of this burn, and this will last a really long time, I don't know like the exact hours on the burn, but I almost blew it out. I kind of always have a candle going pretty much at all times of day while I'm working. I just like how it makes my environment feel. I chose lavender today to help me relax while I'm on the live. But they burn a good amount of time. I'm sure on their website it says like exactly how long each size like burns for. I think I'm sure it's a very long time. But the glass packaging is super cool because you can either recycle it. Glass is like one of the easiest things to recycle, along with like a tin, like a metal tin. But so it's really easy to recycle if you don't want it. But it's also the nice thing about these is that they come with a lid, like a mason jar lid, and then afterwards, after you burn it, you can rinse it out and keep it as a storage jar or use it for anything you want. I like putting jewelry in it or pencils. Yes, I'd still use pencils, or seashells or anything like that. Is it a really strong fragrance? So I wouldn't say it's a super strong fragrance. It's not one of those candles that's going to give you a headache if you burn it for too long. Like random, I have chronic migraines, and strong fragrances is like a really quick trigger for me. So anything that's like a really strong, overwhelming fragrance, or potentially has any like negative fragrance ingredients in it, like phthalates, or anything that's like not super good to breathe in, like will pretty much immediately give me a migraine. And what I really like about these is they have kind of like a soft release of the fragrance that doesn't kind of like hit you like that wave when you walk into a store like Abercrombie and it just smells like so strong and your like brain can't handle it. So a really nice thing about these is it's not like overwhelmingly strong, but it definitely will linger in the house and add like a nice fragrance if you're looking for something kind of to like leave a lasting scent in the house. So I would say it has kind of like a really mild, nice burn to the fragrance. And they have so many different fragrances, which is really nice. So you can kind of go for some classic fragrances that you might be familiar with, whether that's lavender or patchouli or sandalwood, depending on what kind of things. They have citrus ones as well, depending on what you like. And then they also have some really beautiful blends. So the LA candle is like a blend of some, beautiful ingredients, where they have this new like sunrise sunset collection that's super cool. They also have some diffusers and some I think it's called essential oils. There we go. The ones with the sticks that they like soak up this fragrance. So there's a couple different ways that you can choose to kind of have the fragrance diluted. A candle will kind of pack a quicker punch, and then a diffuser will kind of slowly diffuse fragrance into the air. I personally like candles, and like I said, they're not too strong or going to give you a headache, which I really, really appreciate from them. So it's a super cool brand. So I just spoke about 3 brands that I'm really loving. For me, wellness products is super important just to make sure that I can just be productive and feel healthy throughout the day. And, you know, wellness means so many different things to so many different people. But for me, it's both putting things that make me feel good into my body, whether that's a supplement or a vitamin or anything like that. And it's also creating an environment that makes me feel like I can be at my best. So something like a candle or an essential oil that can help relax me or put me in a good mindset or mood is a big part of that as well. So we talked about the Vital Proteins Matcha Collagen. We talked about the COFO Provisions Marine Collagen, and so that's unflavored, as well as F.CandleCo, which is such a great brand. And I hope you guys learned something new today and found hopefully a brand or product that you love. But thank you so much to everyone who joined. And just a reminder that you will get a discount until basically 7:30 PST if you choose to buy anything from the live today, which is super awesome. And if you choose to buy anything from COFO Provisions, you will be helping donate to some of those organizations that they're working with, which is super cool. But thank you so much for joining me, and I hope to see you next week the same time. I will be talking about some of my favorites that I've covered in the past couple weeks for anyone who hasn't been able to join. I'll be revisiting the skincare that I spoke about last week with Indy Lee, and then I'll also talk about some of these products. Again, if you guys enjoyed it, let me know so I can kind of put together my program for next week, and maybe I'll revisit some of my fashion favorites as well. But thank you so much, everyone, and we'll talk soon and see each other next week. Bye. Thank you.